I just want to say yesterday that a local family in our community at large suffered an unimaginable tragedy. First and foremost, our thoughts from the Brockville Police Service are with, and our condolences are with the victims and their family. I will turn it over very shortly to Inspector Boyd to share with you what we can at this time. We do need to be mindful. It is a large, complex, and it is an ongoing investigation. As released earlier, there is a youth involved in this incident, and we have to be extremely mindful of the information that we can give you, but we will give you what we can. And I will hand it over to Inspector Boyd.
Thank you, Chief, and good afternoon, everyone. So yesterday, May 7th, was a tragic day for the victims' families and our community. Around 11:30 a.m., police responded to a 911 call reporting the deaths of 3 individuals at a residence here on Cartier Court. Officers arrived promptly and confirmed that the 3 individuals were found deceased inside the residence. The victims were a 49-year-old mother and her 2 daughters, both 17 and 15 years of age. Based on the evidence at the scene, the deaths were deemed as suspicious in nature. It is believed at this time that a knife was involved in the incident. However, investigators are still processing the scene to determine the totality of what took place. Following the initial response, police locked down the scene, and shortly after, police received additional information that led them to an address on the outskirts of Brockville. A 17-year-old local male believed to be connected to the incident was located at that address and taken into custody for 3 counts of first-degree murder and assaulting a police officer. The assault on the officer was a result of the altercation that took place during the arrest, and luckily, there were no lasting injuries to anyone at that location. The accused and the victims are known to one another, and police have confirmed that this is not a random incident. The youth accused was in a relationship with one of the deceased daughters, indicating that this is an incident involving intimate partner violence. Otherwise, the identity of the accused must be protected in accordance with the Youth Criminal Justice Act. This investigation is very sensitive and complex. The incident has a profound impact on the families, loved ones, friends, students in our schools, and our community as a whole. We respectfully ask for the community's patience as investigators continue their work and encourage empathy for those most directly impacted. The accused did appear for a bail hearing today and will remain in custody. We encourage anyone with information that they want to provide to contact the Brockville Police Service, or you can also do so anonymously through Crime Stoppers. So that's the information that we have here to provide. I will take a few questions, but again, like Chief Noonan did explain, the sensitivity and the need to protect the identity of the accused is paramount. Does anyone have a question they'd like to start with? Go ahead, sir.
Just, in terms of context for this community, are you able to say when the last time there was a homicide and if there was ever something of this scale before, a triple homicide?
We have not had anything of this scale in my career that I've seen, and nothing that I can recall previous to that. The last death investigation or murder investigation that we had was several years ago. We haven't had anything current in the past since it was right around the time during COVID was the last one that I remember that took place.
And then just connecting that to sort of the impact on your team as you try to kind of succeed on this, and the community at large, something of this scale here.
Yeah, it's devastating for officers that have to investigate this. But them aside, we're gonna work hard and diligently to make sure that they do a thorough investigation, and our focus is on trying to bring some closure to the families involved. Yes, ma'am.
I wonder, because you mentioned that intimate partner violence is a factor in this case.
Yep.
I know the local chapter leads in Grenville of Interville House has called what happened a femicide. What would go into police potentially making that determination, and could that come?
Well, we haven't determined all the details of the motive here, so that's an important factor. The investigation is still ongoing. However, having said that, this is an incident involving the murder of 3 women by a male. So by definition, we could categorize it as that. I agree.
I'm also wondering, because you talked about bringing closure to the families, there's minors involved in this case in both ends. How do you go about that, about making sure that family members on both sides are okay?
That goes through our hardworking detectives, making sure that they do a thorough investigation and determine everything that took place. That information is shared with the families on both sides and throughout the time of the criminal trial that's going to take place, which is going to be a lengthy time. And with that information to let know exactly what happened, getting them in touch with resources that they need to care for themselves, that's going to be our primary focus and hopefully help them through this.
I would just add to that, we do assign a victim liaison officer who it's actually under provincial standards, we do that as well. And they will have an officer specifically assigned to the family and to sort of navigate the process and assist them throughout that process. And as the inspector has mentioned, there are victim services of Leeds and Granville. They're an extremely vital partner with us, and they are instantly involved, and they respond right away, and they've been tremendous.
Have there been,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
have there been any previous interactions with police at either of the locations that were involved in the incident, or with the suspect? Understanding, of course, the nature of the.
Yeah, I think unfortunately that's one question we're going to have to leave alone at this time, just until we get the investigation completed. Sorry.
And residents on the floor say that they've been asked to leave. Can you confirm if it's the entire building or just the floor? And when residents
We're limiting access to the building in general, just because of what's taking place. The floor itself is where the residents of the scene is the one that we're trying to keep locked down, just to limit it for our identification officers to make sure that they can do the job that they need to do and perform it thoroughly.
Can you say at all if mental health played any role in that, or is that something being looked at?
That's still part of the investigation, and it's just too early to tell right now, but we're going to be thorough and go through all avenues of what took place.
To get a better sense of the timeline, approximately when was the arrest made of the residents?
It was approximately, I would say, 2 hours after we had our initial call.
So about 1:30 in the afternoon?
It would be approximate to that, correct. I'll take one more question. I'm not sure if Ron?
Yeah, given the unprecedented nature of this crime for this community, people around the building are now saying they want to double lock their doors and they're afraid. I know you've emphasized that this is not a random incident, but can you again reassure the public, the community, that there is no further threat to their safety?
Yeah, just because of the investigation this far, that we have determined that it is a known, or the accused and the victims are known. They had that relationship together. We have no indication or any information at this point that there are any other targets or victims, or people that the accused is seeking out. So we have that accused in custody again. So we've reduced the harm that way, or any safety for anyone, and the investigation is continuing. And I want to remind everyone that Brockville is a tight-knit community. We're close, and the community's hopefully going to show that all families involved the empathy that they deserve, and we're going to do a thorough, diligent investigation to ensure that we do the best we can to bring closure to the victims involved.
Can you outline the interaction between the accused and the police, that altercation that took place?
So that took place at the residence just on the outskirts of town here. When officers were attended to the address, they were presented by the accused, and during conversations, it became physical, and he was taken into custody that way, but I can't speak to any more that took place during that specific incident. Luckily, just like I said, no one else at that scene was injured during that.
Can I ask, you mentioned briefly, and recognizing this is very early in the process, but
Yeah.
in terms of motive and understanding what happened here, 3 people killed, is there anything you're able to say in terms of helping ourselves, the public, understand why this may have happened?
A lot of this information has to come out through the investigation, and we're doing all we can to make sure that we're thorough to find out the motives of what actually took place. We can all speculate and look to other sources for information, but before we can fully comment on anything, that we have to make sure that we're thorough and confirm appropriately.
I wonder, just in the absence of answers, because there's many things you can't say at this time. We know residents are feeling shaken up. We talked to
Absolutely.
them this morning. What's your message to the community who might be feeling a little bit uneasy at this point without knowing the motive or other details they're waiting to hear about?
Just to remind everyone that it is an incident that's isolated. It's not a random attack, okay? It involved intimate partner violence with these individuals. That aside, be there for one another, be there with your families, and if anyone in our community is struggling, we have many resources out there to assist them with their needs, okay?
Do you have another court date for the accused?
He was held over for 2 weeks. I do not have the exact date that it was, but it is 2 weeks from today.
The 28th is what they said.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. If I might just add, just to mention many of our partners, not throughout the community, our community partners, both civilian and policing professionals, we do have the OPP assisting us as well. They have anything we've asked for. They've been more than accommodating. We have some investigative help and a few specialties that they have provided to us. Our municipal partners throughout the region have reached out as well, and we may, lean on them a little bit too. So we're gathering the resources. They're working hard, and I realize it's sometimes limiting in what we can say to you. We appreciate you coming, and certainly if, as the investigation unfolds, if there's anything further that we can share with you, we will do that, and we appreciate you coming. It was certainly easier for us as a small service to have you all come here, and as opposed to trying to accommodate everybody individually. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go see if I can find, we should find the college, I'm just gonna thank the staff there.
Yeah.
I don't know, well, I suppose I can back that up. I'll find it.
Inspector Boyd, do you mind if I take a photo of you?
Sure.
I know a little, whatever, but we can use the backdrop if you just step
Yeah,
here.
just
I'll-
or spin it there if you want.
I know.